Starting your day with full, deep, complete breathing is going to change the way that you experience your life. Look, you don't know how to breathe properly. And I say that because no one taught you how to breathe. Nobody taught us in school how to breathe. Nobody in our family teaches us how to breathe. Maybe even you start playing sports when you're younger, but still nobody really talks about breathing, which is strange because, I can go for a matter of weeks without eating and my body will be fine. It'll survive and it'll adapt appropriately. I can go for several days without drinking water. I've done 3 days without water, no problem. We can even go longer, but the breath, you can only go a matter of a couple of minutes without breathing. Breath is so important. It taps you into the vital energy of air, the chemicals, oxygen, but also just life, God, source, consciousness. If I stop breathing, eventually I will not exist in this reality. The breath of life is what locks me into this body, but no one teaches us how to breathe properly. So today I want to help you to learn just a very simple method for breathing and exploring the full range of breath in your body. And when you do that, it's going to help you to learn how to calm yourself down at will. It's going to help you to defeat and shift your negative thinking patterns. It's going to help you to get more access to the vital life force that you need to be able to live well in this world and to deal with all the stressors that we deal with as a person who just has a very different nervous system and has to deal with the fact that this world wasn't built for us. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to teach you the simplest way to get in touch with your entire breath, expanding and exploring all of these different parts of your torso, the 2 main cavities in your torso, the 3 main cavities in your body being the head, the upper chest, and the belly. But we're going to explore those by doing the complete breath. Now, this is a 3-part breath. This is something that you would do in order to, when you do a full breath in, you can expand and explore all aspects of your breathing instead of just the upper chest. And why this is so important is because if you breathe just into the upper chest, you can't pull more air down into the lower parts of the lungs. You need to start by filling the lower part of the lungs first and then expanding and filling the upper part of the lungs. If you don't do this properly, it changes the way that you talk, the way that you breathe, the way that you experience this world. So what we're going to do is we're going to learn the 3-part breath. Take my shirt off because this is going to be a little bit easier for you to see. But the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to place our hand on our belly, and you're going to start to just breathe at whatever your natural rhythm is. And I want you to notice whether or not your hand on your belly is moving up or down or in or out. See, for me, I've already trained my belly breathing, so naturally, by default, my belly is moving as my diaphragm expands and pulls air into the lungs. So what we want to do is you want to start by taking a deep breath through the nose, but I want you to try to push that hand out. Bring all of that air into your belly, fill your belly full, and push that hand out so that as you breathe in, the belly expands, and then as you breathe out, you contract your belly, you pull it in, and exhale that air. So it looks like this. So you're going to do that a few times. And just start to feel what it feels like to expand your belly, moving your hand in and out. Next, what I want you to do is we're going to focus on the ribs, or the middle of the chest, the middle of the torso. So you're going to put your hands, the palms of your hand as best as you can on the ribs, just here on your sides. And then what you're going to do is you're going to do your best to push in, don't need to hurt yourself, but push in and feel the pressure of your hands on your ribs. And then as you breathe, you're going to start to feel the resistance of your hands, and I want you to push against it with your ribs as you expand. So as I breathe out, I'm pushing against my hands. And as I exhale, breathe in and exhale. You can inhale or exhale through the mouth or nose. I recommend the nose, but either one's fine. You're just pushing your hands out and then exhaling. Pushing your hands away from you and exhaling. And just do this for a few rounds so that you can feel those interstitial muscles in between the ribs as they help your ribs to expand and contract. So this is the middle of the breath. So then what I want you to do now is I want you to keep one hand there, put one hand on your belly, and then feel as you expand your belly, and then expand your ribs. And then exhale. And do your best to link them together. So belly, ribs, and then exhale. And just make it a nice, smooth, single breath. Now we're gonna add the third part, which is the upper chest, okay? I'm gonna do my best to not cover the microphone here, but I'm gonna place my hands on my upper chest where the ribs meet the collarbone. You can do this anywhere on the upper chest area. But then what you're gonna do is you're gonna just start by taking a few breaths and naturally feel how your breath is going to expand the upper chest, expanding these ribs in this place. This is probably gonna be where most of you are breathing normally, especially if you smoke, you're probably not getting the full breath. So you're gonna feel more likely in the upper chest. The reason we don't wanna breathe only into the upper chest is because this is when we're in a panic state, when we're running away from something, when we're in a state of terror. This is where our breathing normally goes. And so when you can breathe into the lower belly, it signals to your body to be in a more calm state. So it's why we want to indicate to the body by breathing in the belly and the full range that we are safe. So if you're up here and you're only in these short, shallow panic breaths, that's going to cause long-term stress to build up. And you're going to be stuck in a state of sympathetic nervous system activation. So put your hands up here and then just breathe purely and only into the upper chest. And do your best to try to raise that chest and raise your hands. So do that with me for just about 3 breaths. In. And again. Breathing only into the upper chest. And now once you've got a feeling for that, then what we're going to do is you're going to start with your hands on your lower belly, and you're going to breathe only into the lower belly. Move your hands up into the middle of the ribs, and then move the hands into the upper chest, and then exhale. And as you exhale, you're going to exhale and push air from the ribs, upper chest, and the ribs, and then the belly. So you're going to go the opposite way out as you do in. So it'll look like this. So now we're going to do 3 deep breaths together, going from the lower belly to the ribs, up into the upper chest, and then exhaling in the reverse. So hands on your belly, push all the air out, and then sharp inhale through the nose, belly, ribs, upper chest, and out. Belly, ribs, upper chest, and out. Belly, ribs, upper chest, and out. Now I want you to then, I'm just going to say in, and then you're going to smoothly link together all 3 of these areas, and then out and push it all out. We're going to do that for about 5 breaths together. So exhale all your air, in and out. In and out. In and out. 2 more. And out. 1 more. And out. Now take a big breath, filling as much as you can in through the belly, ribs, all the way into the upper chest. And I want you to hold and sipping a little more air. Sipping through your nose a little more air. And now I want you to imagine bringing all of that air down into your belly, pushing your belly out, making your belly as big as you can, expanding your belly with a full breath of air. And then exhale. Big breath in. Holding full. Now pushing your belly out, pushing all of that air into your belly. And exhale. Inhaling again. Pushing all that air into your belly, expand outward, push that belly outward. And exhale. And do this one more time and hold with me while I talk to you a little bit. Because maybe you're like me and you have been sucking in your belly your entire life. I got shamed a lot when I was a younger kid, bullied, or maybe my family, my mom didn't like me to have my belly sticking out. She didn't want me to be a fat kid. It's just a reflection of her own traumas. And so I was taught to suck in my gut, right? We get taught this a lot, especially if you're in military or in some sort of athletic team. But this is terrible because this disconnects you from the full power of your diaphragmatic expansion. So what I want you to do is, once again, take a deep breath in, hold, and then push that belly outward. And we need to train the belly to feel okay being full once again. Now, look, I'm even noticing a subtle sense of shame because, I have this belly fat here, and there's a belief that this is bad, wrong, unhealthy. And there's some truth to that, but the important thing is that I have been collapsing my belly and not breathing fully into my belly and not taking advantage of all this power and potential in the belly. And that is something like, if you look at the big fat belly Buddha, like that is the big Buddha that tells you, like, you need to use and expand this part of your body, because if you can breathe into this part of your body, then you can breathe like a baby, because babies, when they came into this world, they breathe primarily from the belly, not so much from the upper chest and the ribs. So one more time, we're just going to do 3 breaths together. We're going to do this nice full breath in and then nice full breath out. And we'll wrap up the video, and then there will be more later for ways that you can dive deeper into this breath experience. So exhale all your air, and then into the belly, into the ribs, into the chest, and exhale. This time we're going to smooth it out. Belly, chest, upper chest, and one more. Belly, ribs, and chest. Hold it. Push out and expand the belly, and let go. Now the next level from that, which I can go to deeper in another video, but you can try on your own, is seeing if you can actually imagine expanding your lower back, your middle back, and your upper back by pressing your hands there and using your breath to push with your breathing to expand that part of your body and push outward, because you can push in all directions, not just from the front of your body, not just from the frontal plane. So let's actually do that right now. Put your hands on your lower back, breathe into your belly, only into your belly, and I want you to see if you can get your low back to expand. I can feel just a little bit of expansion just above my hips. And again, the idea is that you're trying to push those hands out and away from you. Now, you can do this for a few breaths on your own, but what I want you to do now is move to the middle of your back. So this is just as high as you can. Reach your hands to the back of your ribs. And I want you to once again breathe, concentrating that energy into the middle of the ribs, to the middle of the chest, and then expand outward, but also backward. This was a lot easier for me to expand my ribs out that way. So remember, you can breathe in all directions through the entire torso. Now I want you to put your hands on your upper back. This is also really nice to do with a person, a partner, a friend, whoever, that they can put their hand on your middle back, and then you can start to breathe into it. Breathing up and into that upper back. All right, we'll leave it at that for now. Now you should have a felt sense of what it's like to breathe through your whole torso in all directions. And so when you start your day, I highly recommend for you to take 12 breaths, full in, full out, exploring and expanding in all directions, feeling the belly, the middle ribs of the torso area, and upper chest and the upper back expanding. And as you visualize this expanding, your mind indicates to your muscles that it's time to activate, time to fire, time to expand. You're going to fill yourself with so much breath, so much life force, prana, chi, ki, energy, and that is going to charge you and get you ready for the day. Starting your day with full, deep, complete breathing is going to change the way that you experience your life.